Okay, people, so today we're going to have the Finance and Legal Standard workshop. As you see today, we are seeing the accountability and assessment of investments. The session will be given by me. I'm Rodri, I'm a GFB member from the knowledge management area, and I have some experience as MCVP Finance and PM. So starting with the investing standard, just to recap, what we are looking at is the investing standard provides the minimum requirements for an entity to conduct its savings and investment supporting the long-term sustainability of the entity. The standard focus on guiding to build reserves and funds to the entity and also to conduct investments in a sustainable manner. So we are mostly on this session going to focus on that, conducting investments in a sustainable manner. And for that, we are going to give you a tool and a process to follow, mostly a guidance on how you should be doing the investments. It is not mandatory to use the tool, but is mostly a guide that you can adapt to your context. So if you see, what we are going to see mostly on the substandard is that all investments should have calculated ROI, and with this we start. So in this case, just to also have a context or a recap of what is ROI, or return of investment, is calculating whether you are getting more money back than the one that you are putting in. So if you are placing $1, how much you are getting back? Are $2, $3, or you are losing money? So just to check the formula, which is very simple, it is just the amount gained minus the amount spent, this divided under the amount spent times 100. So you can have a percentage. So if you see, it is not that difficult. The formula is very just divisions and multiplications, so it is not difficult at all. So the problem with investing is that much of the time people don't know what they are doing with their money. Maybe they are just giving the money to the areas without knowing how they are using them, or what exactly are they getting back from the investments that they are giving to any area. So in this case, I'm bringing to you an assessment matrix of investment, which in this case you can use in order for every investment that you give, or every time that you are going to spend money, you can use this procedure or these like steps in order to know exactly if that investment will be a good investment or you should avoid investing. So this is the cover of the assessment matrix of investment. If you see, is just the general information where you put the name of the organization and who is the responsible, who is the MCVP finance. Then we have like the template of the steps that you should be following on the matrix. They are divided in several like steps. For example, the first one is the area to invest. First, you place or identify which area you're investing in. If you're investing in PM, in OGT, in IGT, in any program of IWA, if you're investing in marketing, you will decide. Then the description on, okay, what is the function or what is the activity that you will be doing with this investment. If it is with PM, maybe the activity that you are going to do is ads for making opens for new recruitments. The purpose of the activity may be the recruiting more members, and if it has or not a legal basis, because if it has or not a legal basis, it may affect the way that you consider making the investment or not. Then the next step will be the investment data. So what is the total amount of money that you're investing? And this total amount is going to be divided in direct investment and indirect investment. Remember that when you make an investment, other other costs may may come with the original investment. So in this case, the total amount that you're investing, we are going to divide it in direct and indirect. Also, we have the ROI that we just look at it. In this case, because we know that not all areas are focused on money, we are going to divide the ROI into steps. The first one is the monetary ROI, and the second one is any ROI that you consider that may be suitable for the area. So this doesn't mean that we are not going to calculate the monetary ROI. We are still going to calculate it, just that we're also going to place another criteria parallel to the monetary, so we can check if the investment was a success or not. So in this case, we calculate the ROI, the monetary ROI, and we also place a second return of investment, that in this case, depending on the area, can be either opens, can be new membership, can be new contacts, either. It will depend on the area that you are investing. We also have a time frame of, okay, the project or the investment will run from this period of time, this time frame, and the deadline to where you are expecting the return of investment to enter will be at the end of the time frame, or could it be a little bit more later, or it will be inside the time frame of the investment. It will depend also on the project, but you should have at least a time frame of when you're investing and a deadline of when you're expecting the return of the investment. After that, we have the assessment. This is mostly the same as the risk management tool that you should be checking, which is, okay, you identify first what is the risk of the investment, what could be the outcome of that risk, what is the probability, and the probability is a measure from 1 to 3, being 3 the highest, and the impact that it may lead to. The impact is also measured from 1 to 3, 3 being the highest impact, and the risk evaluation. In this case, you can also check the risk management tool and the risk management education, so you can know more about risk management. In this case, we are just complementing the investing tool here with a risk assessment. And finally, we have the results of the evaluation. In this case, you are going to decide, okay, are you making the investment, yes or no? If you place no, then you don't have to follow any other step. You just stop there. But if you say yes, then you have to place, okay, if you did the investment, what were the results of the investment? You have to place a proof, something that, okay, this was the result. The monetary return of investment, how much did you made with the investment, the original investment that you made, and what was the return of investment that you calculate or that you place if it was not monetary. And if there was a loss, how much was the loss in financial terms? How much it was? $10, $20, $100, $1,000. And the last part is just the status. When it starts, when it ends, the current state, if you are in the middle of the investment and you're just checking the tool, and the general information of when was the last update of the investment, and any comment that you want to do. If you see, this is a very simple step-to-step process that you should be following. Is very like self-explanatory, and it is nothing that you haven't seen before. And the return of investment, the risk management tool, this is mostly just to have a path to follow in order to decide, okay, this investment is a risk or not. In this case, we have an example. We are giving some information, and then we have to like use the tool in order to check it. So the area of marketing in AIESEC in Wonderland wants to start using Facebook ads. The data on this matter is non-existent since the last office did not let any information of the results of the ads they had. So the first thing we see is that they want to experiment with ads, even though they don't have information of this, because no one has data of the past investments, and no one has like let this marketing and financial information before. Since marketing is fundamental part of operations, but they are not the final responsible of the conversion of the opens, the ROI is going to be calculated based on money and other indicators related directly to marketing. So we have to remember that marketing is not the one that converts the opens to approvals in any program. So what we're going to do is that we are going to place a return of investment for marketing for these ads, saying that they are going to make opens, and these opens may lead to a conversion that is on the approval when we receive the money. But we are also going to place another return of investment for marketing, which will be maybe can be the leads that marketing does with the Facebook ads, or it can be also the opens that marketing is generating with the Facebook ads. And this is a discussion that you should be having with your area that you are investing on. If they are not the final responsible of getting the monetary return of investment, what else can you use in order to measure if it was a success investment? And if the monetary return of investment is not successfully get or is not successfully received, what were the causes? Because this is like teamwork where not only one area is responsible of the monetary return of investment, but is directly working with another one that it is. The last comment here in this example is the initial investment is going to be 145 US dollars, but by using this money, with the debit card, the bank charge an extra fee of $5. If you see, we are dividing the total amount. So the total amount of the investment will be $150, and we divide it into the first one is the 145, that will be the direct investment, and the second one is the $5 US, that will be the indirect investment. If you see, we have a direct investment, but with that investment, we are generating an indirect cost that will give us a total amount of the investment at the end. So in this case, we're going to see the example with the tool. Just let me pass to the tool. Okay, if you see, this is the tool. It is not complicated at all. If you see, the first one is, okay, we're investing in money, as we said. So we place the marketing area, who is the responsible of that area. What is the description? They are ads, which is place ads on Facebook. The purpose of the activity is increment the number of opens for OGT. It has a legal basis. No, it doesn't. Perfect. Then we place to the investment data. What is the total amount of investment? Is $150, which is divided in direct investment, which is 145, and in the and indirect investment, which is $5, which is what the bank charges us by using the debit card. This is just an example. Then we have the ROI, the monetary ROI. We are expecting to have $500 in return with this investment. So we are placing 150 of investment, but we are expecting the return of investment of 500. You already know how to calculate the return of investment, which is in the presentation. And because marketing is not the final responsible to have this monetary ROI, because they are not the ones that convert the opens to approval. That's mostly work of OGT. In this case, we're also going to place a secondary return of investment that in this case will be 25 opens. So in this case, we are checking marketing or this investment in marketing based on the opens that the ads will generate. And after that, we're also going to verify if from those 25 opens that the area is generating, how much people has been converted. And if at least 2-3 people convert, that means that we are generating the financial ROI that we are having. The time frame is just when are you going to invest it? What is the plan of the ads? Okay, it's from August 20 to September, August 28 to September 20. Then there you have your time frame. And when is the deadline that you have for this to be to receive the return of investment will be September the 30th, because you are thinking, okay, maybe they are going to make the one open at the middle of the ad campaign, and they will have to convert it during that time until September the 30th, that you are expecting to receive the $500 and to receive a report of the 25 opens that you are looking at, that you are seeking for. After that, you are going to make also the assessment, the risk assessment, which is what is the risk is not converting the opens. If you don't convert the opens, then you won't have money. So the outcome is loss of the investment. You will be losing $150. What is the probability of that? Will be the probability will be just one. It's not very high that the investment will fail. That will depend on your vision or your conversations with marketing and what is the probability that it will be successful or not. And the impact rate will be 2, because for me, $150 is something that you should consider not losing, but it's not something that will like destroy the entity or will place it at risk. So the risk evaluation will be at the end will be 2, which is not that high. Is not a risky investment. And the risk evaluation, this is the money that you may lose if something goes wrong, just to have it like clear. At the end, the results evaluation is that, are you going to make the investment? If you're going to make it, yes, you just place a proof of the investment. You can place a link or something that can relate to this ad campaign, and you place the final results. So in this case, we achieved the monetary return of investment of $500. We make the 25 opens. We didn't have any losses. If you see, and the end where you place the status of the investment. If you see, this is not only like a step-to-step investment procedure, but it's also a registration of all the investment that you can do. By doing so, you are going to have something to transition. Mostly when you're transitioning the area of finance to your successor, your successor most likely is going to ask you what were the investments that you made during your term, and with this tool you will have the information just for the next person to check it. You already have like the numbers, what were the things that that went well, what were the things that you may reconsider doing, what were the flaws of the investment, what happened. You will have comments, you will have like the total amount of investments, what were the indirect costs that the investments bring. So everything will be registered just for you to 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 transition to the next generation. And with this, you will have a more easier time giving information of all the investments that you have. And if you see, that was mostly all of the presentation. This is the tool. And if you have any questions, you can approach either to any member of GFB so they can help you with this standard. I leave the link to the investment tool in the presentation. So if you want to check it, if you want to use it, you can have it. And that was all. So thank you for your time. And yes, I think we are done.